Breaking news, Prince Harry's appeal for UK taxpayer-funded security has ended today. So what happened and what was the conclusion? Hey up everyone, it's me, Stef, the alternate, your nerdy alternative, and welcome to the Dose of the Daily Nerd, where I break down the royal news and gossip of the day that's pretty much caught my eye. And oh my goodness, let's jump into this mess, shall we? With just a little bit of a reminder, if you missed my breaking news video from this morning, I will link it in the description bar below and at the end of this video, because in this breaking news video, I recapped what happened at the appeal this morning and the most bonkers claim that Harry made about Meghan Markle during the proceedings. But since then, the appeal reconvened this afternoon after they had their break, and in the last couple of minutes, they finished up with the appeal hearing for today. So what happened this afternoon and what was the conclusion? How did it all end up? So once they came back from their break, the Home Office barrister began with their opening remarks. The barrister that is representing the Home Office, he is Sir James EDKC, and he was addressing the court, setting out arguments on behalf of the government for the remainder of this afternoon. And so here he started with the explanation that Prince Harry hasn't had his security completely removed, and that is correct. Rather, he says, a government committee, i.e. RAVIC, decided protection would not be provided on the same basis because of Harry's change of status to no longer being a working royal because he's living abroad. I mean, Prince has said it himself last year in those documents attributed to Travelist. He is now an American resident, not a British resident. So, it is true. Hazza has changed his status to no longer being a working royal because he's living abroad. Now, Sir James EDKC says, quote, "We are in territory in which there are no right or wrong answers. There are matters of judgment against broad, soft-edged criteria in which the security expertise of those involved is likely be critical," he tells the three judges. In other words, what he's saying there is that when Hazza needs protection, it's provided on a case-by-case basis. The rules being that 28 days before Hazza comes to UK, he needs to apply to RAVIC, say exactly why he's coming to UK, where he's going to be, what he's doing, this, that and the other, so that RAVIC can then make a decision of what kind of security he needs and the plan for the security. That's it. It's provided on a case-by-case basis, as it should be. The Home Office has said that this is a valid approach and that the committee which decided to take it has done nothing wrong. And I do believe they've done nothing wrong in terms of their decision making and the decision that they've reached. And so essentially that was the main argument that, has been essentially recapped from the Home Office for this afternoon. Court has adjourned and it will return tomorrow morning. Prince Hazza left the courtroom. Journalists, lawyers, court staff then left shortly after. Sir James EDKC, though, hasn't finished outlining the Home Office's position, so he'll be finishing up tomorrow morning when the appeal hearing comes back into play. At some point, the court will sit in private, meaning that the press, the public won't be able to sit in on proceedings for that particular part because they're essentially discussing matters that are of great security importance that they need to be private, which I can appreciate, and that's absolutely fair enough. As the BBC writes here, that's because there are sensitive security arrangements for members of the royal family and other VIPs that must be discussed. But let's just do a quick recap, courtesy of the BBC, of what the Court of Appeal actually heard today. And so they heard Prince Harry's case for appeal against a High Court ruling that backed a move to decide on security for his visits to the UK on a case-by-case basis. He arrived at court shortly after 9:30, 9:30 British Standard Time. So he wasn't late this time, guys. He learnt from last time. Arrive to court on time, otherwise the judge is just not going to be happy with you. So Hazard has previously emphasised the importance of safety for his children, saying he wants them to feel at home in the UK. Well, if you want them to feel at home in the UK, move back to the UK. And don't turn round on documents for travel list and say that you are a resident of the United States. Dumbass. Anywho, Harry's barrister, Shahid Fatima KC, said that he'd been singled out for inferior treatment, argued that Ravik did not follow its standard procedures in getting expert analysis on the risks facing Hazard before making the decision to change his security arrangements. But last year, the High Court ruled in favour of the Home Office, saying that there'd been no unlawfulness in Ravik's decision. In written submissions for today's hearing, the Home Office's barrister said that the appeal case puts forward arguments based on small parts of the evidence and said it involves a continued failure to see the wood for the trees. In other words, right, in my opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever, Hazard's team is arguing essentially why Hazard should be getting the full UK taxpayer-funded security, whatever, right? No matter what, and he doesn't have to go to the UK government 28 days beforehand to apply for it or anything like that, right? What they're not arguing, as far as I can tell, is why the court's decision was wrong. Why essentially it was wrong for the court to turn around and say, it's not our place to essentially turn round and change the decision of Ravik or change the procedure that Ravik took to make the decision. It's all on Ravik, not to do with us. Goodbye, Hazard. To my knowledge, Hazard's team today didn't really approach that and deal with that and address that at all. So I agree with the Home Office clapping back, saying, look, it's a continued failure on Hazard's part to see the wood for the trees. So the hearing will resume for a second day tomorrow with more from the Home Office to conclude, their presentation with a final judgment due in writing at a later date. So that is where we stand at the moment. Breaking news, Prince Harry's appeal has ended in the last couple of minutes. This is what happened this afternoon, what I've just explained to you in this video. More to come tomorrow. So if you do not want to miss out on all these updates and breaking news that I'm giving you right now from Prince Harry's appeal, and I know you don't, then please make sure on your way out you subscribe to join our alternate tribe. Like, share, comment down below your opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever. Do you think Prince Harry should get the full 100% UK taxpayer-funded security whenever he comes to the UK without having to apply for it 28 days beforehand? Do you think he should get the full taxpayer-funded security just like the royal family or not? Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you so much for tuning into this video. I appreciate all your faces. And until the next time, you guys, laters.